Hello, everyone. As you know, I talk and meet the most interesting people in the world right here in QS. I'm tongue-tied. A lot's happened today, and I'll explain that later on. But right now, I'd like to introduce you to this young man that's sitting with me. Would you tell everybody your name and where you're from?
Everybody wants to sit with Kit. Yeah.
Well, my name is Jerome Ellert Miller from Carrington, North Dakota.
Jerome from Carrington, North Dakota.
Yeah.
Wow. You're a long ways from home.
There's some coffee.
Dude, I can't even explain to you how messed up today's been, but that's all right. So let's just get into you being from North Dakota. What the hell? What brought you to Key West?
Music.
Music.
Music brought me to Key
Now, how long
West.
have you been here?
I was here first run, 2010 through 2011, about halfway through, and at that point I was a stuntman in a traveling Wild West shootout, and ended up I had to go home, and now I've been back since April of 15, so I've been here.
And now I've seen you down at Sunset Key, and that was that where you originally started?
Sunset Pier.
Sunset Pier.
Where we actually originally started is when we started Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow Drifters. We actually started at Grunts.
At Grunts,
which is now Hanks.
Yeah. Wow.
And so
that's going back a dozen years.
Key West time, maybe 10,000.
They're dog years. Every year's 7 or 10.
They're dog years.
They are, man. It's amazing. And then you came back for the second run, and you've been here since.
Been here since.
And what project do you have going now?
I got a handful. So have Dog Water, which is the duo, which we play. Sid and I have been playing 6-7 shows a week together for the last 3 years now. As you ride this road by my day, you will see me. You want to sing the song from have a ride on our range. Then down on chains, race today, with us you will ride. Trying to take some devil's herd. All mountains in the sky. But always keep other projects going. Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow Drifters is now back up and running.
I love that.
Yeah, love that.
Billy the Squid.
So happy that that's back going again. Then
just stop everybody real quick.
Yeah.
Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow Drifters. What genre of music would you say that is? Describe that.
Rockabilly outlaw country.
Rockabilly outlaw punk. Yeah. Okay.
Outlaw country.
Outlaw country.
Yeah.
There's some rockabilly there.
There's a lot of rockabilly there.
Country.
I
love it. I love that project. I love that.
Me too.
That's one of my favorites.
Me too. We were on hiatus for a few years, and now we're picking it back up, and I'm really, really excited about that.
Bringing it back. Yeah, I don't know where you'll be playing, but if anybody's ever around and they hear you, that's a fun show to be at.
Yeah,
and it's just fun.
You can find our Facebook page, just Billy the Squid, Sea Cow Drifters, and we will post all of our upcoming dates on that, and that'll be the best way.
Who's currently in that? Who's doing that with you?
So
I know it's a revival.
That is so we're doing a revival, but fact of the matter is that we had probably 16 members over the 5 years we did that band, and so we are keeping to all original members, but you never know who you're going to see on any given night that we're playing.
No, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, it kind of keeps it fresh. Even here at Rick's and Dirty Harry's with the Dirtbags, you could say there's a core 3 or 4 or 5 or there's 6. I mean, there's like 6 guys that are in that every week,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But there's really 4 that are there all the time, and then there's a couple more that just come in and out once every few months.
Yeah.
You know, that'll play with them. I like that. Just to me, it keeps everything a little
That's
fresh.
why it's Billy the Squid, Billy the Squid.
The squid.
Speaking
and
of tongue-tied,
and the sea
it
cow
happens.
drifters.
Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow Drifters is because a lot of our members tend to just kind of wander around.
You know, hey, well, you know, the Keys in North Dakota aren't much different. People tend to drift around. You know, whichever way the wind's blowing, the snowbank may be over there, and then it might be over there later on today. You know, who knows?
Difference is people here drift around on purpose.
Yeah.
People in North Dakota just actually get blown around.
Yeah, there is a little difference there. When was your first time here? Do you remember your first time in Key West?
I
said
do.
You came for the music.
I do. So I got off the plane
Yeah.
and I had taken a red eye from Oregon, from Portland actually,
All right.
and I got off the plane, and I remember my first thought as I took my first breath in, and I was like, how does anybody expect me to play harmonica breathing water?
It's damn humid.
And besides, the condo we were staying at was 1800 Atlantic, and
Doesn't get any better than that.
the guy behind the counter, I said, where's the closest bar? And at that point it was called the Shanachie. Now it's he said the
O'Brady's,
Shanachie's
yeah.
2 blocks down. I said, give me a key, I'll be back. And I went and had some drinks and
Thanks. Get
Drinks.
you drunk on? Yeah, you know, hey,
I was like, maybe it's not so bad, but it was hot.
just the
It was real hot.
humidity.
Yeah.
You know, especially being from up and out there.
Yeah, I had never actually seen the ocean before I moved to Key West.
Really?
No.
And then you played Sunset Pier for some of your early gigs.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right. One of the best spots in the world to watch the sunset.
Yeah.
Talk about being on the ocean. That's a great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a cultural change. I mean, that's huge. That is huge. So, what are you doing tonight? I know you're running away pretty quickly because you've got engagements.
Tonight I'm running right over to Margaritaville. Be there 7 to 10. I'm there 7 to 10 every Thursday and Saturday.
All right. So
And-
Margaritaville's where you're at.
Yeah, I had never actually stepped foot in Margaritaville for the first 7 years, 8 years
Sure.
I had lived here till I got hired because, it had a little bit of a stigma to it with the locals. And I got to tell you, that is some of the friendliest staff, best managers, and it's air conditioned.
It is air conditioned.
Which is really big.
It's kind of small, but it's kind of big. I mean, it's kind of weird. It's got the high ceilings, but it's kind of a narrow room. But, a lot of locals get a little weird about the tourist and the tourist places.
They do.
But every place here is a tourist place, and every place here is a local place. If
Really
you don't
is.
have local clientele, you don't have anything. You're at Margaritaville now a couple days a week. You'll see the same people coming in there that are the regulars.
You do.
That's just the way Key West is. There's the locals. The locals go everywhere, and tourists like to ask me, "Well, where do the locals go?" And I'm like, "Right here." You're at it.
Yeah, you're here.
We don't have that many choices, so we're there. Well, that's cool. So Margaritaville tonight from 7 to 10. You do it 3 nights a week. It sounds like
2
nights a week.
Yep.
Thursday and Saturday. Is that right?
Yep.
Thursday and Saturday. So I'll have to come down and catch you. So what else is going on? You got anything that we should know about before I let you run away?
Well, so Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow Drifters will actually be playing St. Patty's Day at Salute. So we'll be out on the
St. Patrick's Day or night?
Night.
Night?
Night.
Wow.
Yeah. And
That should be pretty interesting.
yeah, if you have any interest in that, Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow Drifters
I do.
Facebook.
It's just a horrible day, but if I could at all possibly get over there, that'd be great. That'd be an awesome place. Have you ever played there?
At Salute?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy the Squid and the Sea Cow
Y'all played
Drifters.
there?
We were there every Sunday for
Oh wow.
5 years.
And sometimes, you know, I'm here so much I miss out on what's going on the other side of the island.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing.
That is understandable. There's just so much going on here that
To be such a
can't-
tiny place, isn't it incredible?
no,
You know,
can't be 5 places at once.
no, you can't. And it's amazing how quick things just change and move. You know, it's like you'll see something every day, and then all of a sudden you go and it's not there anymore, and you're just like, well, where the hell did it go? Or something
That
pops up and you go, how long has that been here? Yeah,
That's this island.
this island's, it's an enigma, isn't it? So
It
are you
is.
here for good now?
You know, I believe I am. I consider this home. I've lived in every corner of this country, and you know,
Yeah.
I've worn a lot of different hats.
Speaking
And
of that, you said earlier, you mentioned something I wanted you to tell me about. You said you traveled with a traveling show, and you were.
yeah. So
Just tell me about that.
I grew up homeschooled on a bison ranch in North Dakota.
Okay.
And I learned how to spin guns real good, and, you know, fall off the occasional horse. And somebody finally had seen that, and they're like, "Well, we got a job for you where you spin guns and fall off of horses."
Wow.
And I was like, "That sounds like a good job." Spoiler alert. It wasn't. It was a lot of fun, but it wasn't a good job.
No, I can't imagine that would be
No.
a good job.
No,
Sure, it had its moments.
a lot of fun,
Damn.
but
I bet. So where all did they travel? Where all did they do?
the Midwest.
They just did
Just Midwest.
a Wild West show?
You know, we were based out of Medora, North Dakota,
all right.
which is Theodore Roosevelt National Park.
Okay.
And then we would go and do like halftime shows for rodeos,
Okay.
basically.
Right.
You know,
Oh, that's
yeah,
entertainment.
it was definitely a chapter in my life.
And you decided playing the guitar and the harp might be a better idea.
Well, you know, I get hurt a lot less.
Yeah, I bet. So how did you learn, and what are your early influences on playing?
So again, being homeschooled on the
Yeah.
bison ranch, I spent a lot of time opening gates,
Yeah.
shutting gates,
Yeah.
opening gates and shutting gates. And you had a lot of time in between, and harmonica was a good way to keep my hands warm and keep myself
wow.
entertained in
Sure.
between opening the gate and shutting the gate.
Yeah, you got a lot of downtime. You can see the
I
herd
did.
coming, can't
I
you?
did, and so that's my cousin Bo actually gave me my first harmonica when
Wow.
I think I was 7 when I got my first harmonica, and the first time I got paid to be on stage, I think I was 16, and it's never that first show I was like, this is my addiction.
You knew that's what you wanted to do.
That's what I'm going to do. And I'll tell you what, telling your friends growing up that you're going to be a professional harmonica player, you get laughed at a lot.
Kind of like what I'm doing now. Yeah, sure you are,
You
buddy.
really get laughed
But
at
hey,
a lot.
listen, I don't think people realize how much harmonica's played. You know,
It really is used in every genre. If you
Yeah.
really listen to a lot of
Mick
stuff.
Jagger pulls it out. You know, I mean, a
Yep.
lot of rockers will pull it out. Most every country, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is it in rap? I can't really say. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's a lot of
Sampling.
Little Walter samples that are
I'm
used
sure,
in hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Little Walter was
So what was
Muddy
your,
Waters harmonica player.
So
He
was that one of your early influences when you started? Learning?
Yeah, Little Walter was definitely an early influence. Of course, John Popper from
Yeah. Traveling.
from
What was it?
Blues Traveler,
Blues Travelers.
and yeah. And then I don't know, it was an instrument that made sense to me. I always liked to sing. I had started singing earlier than the harmonica. And
so your cousin gave you the harmonica. Anybody else in your family musical?
No.
No?
Not since my great-grandmother played piano for the silent movie theater.
Oh, wow. I love that. That's awesome.
Back in North Dakota years and years ago. And that's really, I know my dad had, we had one aunt that liked to sing karaoke, and that's it. That's the only musical people in my entire family for generations.
And you just brought it back, I guess. Thank you, great-grandma.
I felt it.
Right. Well, like you said, when you picked up that harp and you started playing, and first time on stage, you realize this is going to be my newfound addiction. There is something addictive about it.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're good. When you.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, when you can see people's reaction to it, it feeds you. Feeds you on a level that people can't quite understand.
Yeah, and the fact, the amount of friends I have made through playing music, I mean, all over the world.
Yeah.
And I haven't.
What's the furthest?
Well, that's the thing. I've never left the country playing music, but I have friends on pretty much every continent. Well, and that's another place where Key West comes in. It's a small world, but it's a much smaller island.
Right. Well, you could be playing an audience of 50 people, and there'll be somebody from every continent sitting in. Well, maybe not Antarctica, but you'll have almost every continent could be represented. In one room on one show at one night.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, my wife would often laugh at me. Number one, because I come home yelling because it's so loud down here, but then you're speaking broken English to me, and it's like, well, it's because I had a German couple followed by a Spanish couple followed by somebody from Arkansas.
Yeah.
I don't even know what language I'm speaking some days.
Exactly.
That's the beauty of Key West, though.
It really is a fascinating place, and that's what made me fall in love. It wasn't even so much that, obviously being able to play music 7 nights a week if you want to,
outdoors, that
was helpful.
Yeah.
But is my favorite thing ever is meeting new people, talking to new people, and there's really not a better place,
not even
in the United States, to do that.
What's your second favorite place to play?
As far as in the country?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Where else do you get well received? Or
I mean, I have loved playing New York. I've loved playing Oregon. I've loved playing Arizona. I guess I don't really have a second favorite. Really.
You like them all?
Key West wins because I can live here and ride my bike to all the gigs.
Amen.
Other than that, every other place has its, special something.
Right.
I really enjoy traveling and playing music because, like cool. I said, my favorite thing about my job is meeting new people.
It's when it's your passion and you love it, it's almost not a job. And the thing that we love and we hate is the fact that we have so many people, that come in here and do all kinds of funny things like that guy. You never can tell what you're going to get, what you're going to see, what's going to happen. On any given night, anything could happen. Just like this table just got returned today. Were you here when the cops brought it back? Yeah. I mean, it disappeared on Saturday night.
Somebody stole the damn table.
Imagine that. I mean, here we are. I want the sit with Kit table and it's going home with me. And it did. Thank goodness we got it back after 5 days. Well, anyway, gotta love this town. Where people wear their pets and the weird turn pro. Without a doubt.
That's exactly, yeah.
It is.
You didn't know you could be pro weird, did you? You can.
Yeah, you can take up a whole other level.
There's Bushman right there.
Yeah, speaking of a whole other level.
Speaking of being pro weird.
We got Bushman. And he's another one, boy. He's a character, but we have lots of them. We have lots of them. Well, I know that you have to get to work, and I appreciate your time and sitting down and talking with me. And as I tell everybody, and I want all my guests to know, not a one and done. We want you to come back a month or two. Tell me another story.
I'm not going nowhere.
Perfect. I hope that I'm not either. That's what Tim and I say. This is a long-running science project. We hope it keeps going. And at that point, I'd like to remind everybody, subscribe, yell at us, say hi, and all those other fun things. And before I let you go, I'm going to have one last question. You ready for one last question?
Ready.
One last question. If you were a pizza, what kind of pizza would you be? Oh, here we go.
Pepperoni and green olives.
Wow. Giving the green olives some love. Thank you for that. All righty. Well, on behalf of myself and the staff, Tim, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and say hi to us. That's all I got for now, Tim. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thanks, Kit.
Hey.